This content is being brought to you by the Bourbon Real Talk American Whiskey Aroma Kit. This is a tool that I put together to help all you whiskey aficionados out there develop your palates. You can sit down with the vials and train your senses, or you can sit down with a great dram and break that whiskey down to its components. If you have any interest of purchasing a kit of your own, head on over to bourbonrealtalk.com/shop and pick one up. Thank you for listening. Hello, everyone out there in Bourbon Real Talk land. Wanted to do a real quick video for you about my Bourbon Real Talk aroma kit. So basically, long and short of it is, what I've done reviews and given tasting notes, I've had a number of people ask me, like, how did you train yourself to be able to, break down the different components of a whiskey? And years ago, I had a wine aroma kit back when I used to collect wine. And I would just, passively sit there and smell these different aromas and try to guess what they were. And through practice and time, I developed an ability to identify the different scents that were in this wine aroma kit. And so I started thinking, well, maybe when people ask me this question, I could just refer them to a good whiskey aroma kit. So I went out and I looked, and lo and behold, I wasn't really satisfied with any of the products that were out there on the market. There's a really large kit that's mostly for Scotch drinkers, got 88 cents in it, and it's $500. And then there's a much smaller kit that has 24 cents in it, and that one was, I believe, $149. And so my wife, having had cosmetic formulation training, I thought, hey, maybe she could help me put together a kit. And so this is what we did. We decided not to go with the cardboard box that most of the other kits come in. We have a custom wooden box that was made specifically for us. And we decided to have 36 different scents. So hopefully you can see that nice and clear. But yeah, so we have 36 different scents. And basically how I would use this kit is, let's say that I want to practice my ability to identify the different fruits. So I look in the kit, and the fruit flavors start at number 12 and they run through 21. And so I would get vials 12 through 21, and I just set them to the side, usually while I'm watching TV. And the reason why I do it this way is I'm trying to be distracted, so I'm not paying too much attention to what bottle I'm picking up. I blindly reach over, pick up a vial, and I open it up, and I hold the lid in my hand, because as you can see, the number is on the top. And over time, you're going to accidentally memorize these numbers. So you'll know that, number one is chocolate. So if you see one, the game's over. You just smell it. This one's clearly bananas, and it is. And once you've made the call, you can take a look at the kit and look at the key and see that, in fact, number 13 is bananas. And what I do is, after I've called it right, I put it back in its place, reach over and grab the next vial. Now, let's say I called it wrong, which happens an awful lot, especially with fruit flavors for me. I need to spend some more time developing my palate, identifying the different fruit flavors. So if I call it wrong, I just set it back down over there and then reach and pick up another one. And I continue to do that until I've called them all right. Now, if you do that over time, you keep doing that at night, eventually you're going to get good at it, and you're going to know all of these scents by heart. I created the kit, and I need to spend some more time doing it. But there's another way to use the kit that might be more interesting, and I've been doing this with friends when we've gotten together to have drinks. Basically, what you do, we're gonna break down this Blanton straight from the barrel, because this is one of my favorite whiskeys. And I was playing with it the other day with the aroma kit, and there are some sweet fruit notes that are in here. And so what I would do is I would just start going through the fruit notes, and I go, is it blueberry? Nah, not really blueberry. Maybe it's cherry. So cherry is number 15. So I pick up number 15 and I smell it. And I smell the whiskey, and I get a little bit of cherry. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe taste a little. Definitely some cherry in there. So go, okay, there's definitely a cherry tasting note in there. But the one that surprised me as I was going through this process is peach. Peach is a tasting note that I don't give very often. I usually say that it has a tropical fruit flavor like mango or pineapple. And I get that those are different, but when you start smelling these side by side, you realize they're not as different as you would think. And what I discovered is that there's a peach component to this. So taste a little, smell a little, and you're like, yeah, yeah. So there's some cherry, there's some peach, maybe a little bit of tropical fruit. And one of the cheats is that the way the kit is set up is I've got all of the fruits together. I've got a lot of similar, components together. And so if you smell something in the glass and then you smell the vial and it's not exactly on, you might go to the ones above and below it and check those, because I have the more similar ones. So, the caramelized sugar smells like butterscotch and caramel and toffee. They're all together. And so through that process, you can make it a little bit more fun drinking your whiskey, a little bit more intellectual, not just about down in the brown spirit, but more about, analyzing it, paying attention, being in the moment. And it can be a lot of fun, especially when you're doing it with friends. So if you have any other questions, just throw them in the comments below, and I'll see you next time on Bourbon Real Talk.